Get ready, fight fans. We've got explosive news from the Octagon. Movsar Evloev is battling travel nightmares on his way to UFC Fight Night 270. Plus, Joe Rogan is weighing in on Tom Aspinall's controversial fight and dropping truth bombs about UFC fighter pay. And we'll hear from Alexander Volkanovski on who he considers one of the greatest ever. You do not want to miss this. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a single second.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
I'm not going to let them stop me from fighting. Movsar Evloev is facing a race against time and logistical hurdles as he makes his way to London for UFC Fight Night 270. The rising contender has opened up about the significant travel issues he's encountered, raising questions about his readiness for the main event clash against Lerone Murphy. These aren't just minor delays. Evloev has detailed the frustrating journey, highlighting the challenges athletes face even when their focus should solely be on fight preparation. The situation begs the question: how will these unforeseen obstacles impact his performance when he finally steps into the octagon? The fight community is buzzing, with fans expressing concern and support for Evloev, hoping he can overcome these travel woes. Analysts are debating whether this added stress could be a factor in the highly anticipated matchup. Will Movsar Evloev make it to the octagon on time and in fighting shape? And later, Joe Rogan unleashes his thoughts on fighter pay that could shake up the UFC. It is a crime in the sport that the fight with Aspinall got stopped the way it did. Joe Rogan is making waves again, this time revisiting the controversial stoppage of the Tom Aspinall vs. Cyril Gane fight at UFC 321. Rogan believes the fight was heading in a compelling direction before an eye poke halted the action, suggesting Aspinall was already struggling. He detailed how Gane's agility and technical striking were giving Aspinall trouble, a challenge he hadn't faced before. Rogan's comments, made on the Joe Rogan Experience, reignite the debate about the fight's outcome and Aspinall's performance leading up to the injury. Fans are divided, with some agreeing with Rogan's assessment of Gane's effectiveness and others defending Aspinall. The incident continues to be a hot topic, especially with Aspinall sidelined due to recovery and Gane set for an interim title fight. Did the eye poke rob us of a potential classic? And could Joe Rogan's latest comments spark a change in how UFC fighters are compensated? The most important thing is she gets the conversation out there, and it puts pressure on the UFC to pay people more. Joe Rogan is lending his powerful voice to the growing discussion surrounding UFC fighter pay, echoing sentiments recently voiced by Ronda Rousey. Rogan agrees that fighters, the very stars who draw crowds and generate revenue, deserve a more substantial share of the profits. He draws a parallel to his own comedy club business, where comedians, the essential talent, receive the lion's share of the earnings. Rogan argues that without the fighters, there's no show, and therefore their compensation should reflect their critical role and the risks they undertake. This stance comes at a time when the UFC's valuation has soared, leading many to question the disparity between the company's earnings and the fighters' paychecks. The conversation is gaining serious traction online, with fans and media outlets amplifying Rogan's and Rousey's points. Many are calling for greater transparency and fairer compensation models within the sport. Is it time for a fighter pay revolution? And could this lead to a shake-up in the heavyweight division? Even though he doesn't have as good a resume as some of the others, I care about who you fought. The way he won was so dominant. UFC featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski is weighing in on the GOAT debate, specifically addressing the legacy of Khabib Nurmagomedov. Despite Khabib's relatively shorter resume compared to some other legends, Volkanovski argues that his sheer dominance and the manner of his victories place him among the greatest to ever compete in the UFC. Volkanovski highlights Khabib's undefeated record and his overwhelming performances in title defenses as key factors, even suggesting Khabib's approach to fighting was more impressive than others with longer, albeit less dominant, careers. He also gives a nod to Islam Makhachev in the resumed discussion. Volkanovski's insights are sparking lively debates among fans about what truly defines greatness in MMA: undefeated records, strength of schedule, or sheer dominance. His own impressive resume at featherweight adds weight to his perspective. Could Khabib's dominance outweigh a less extensive resume? And what's next for the UFC's top contenders? From travel woes for Movsar Evloev to Joe Rogan's fiery takes on fighter pay and Tom Aspinall's fights, plus Alexander Volkanovski's GOAT debate, it's been a packed show. Don't miss a moment of the action. Like this video, subscribe to news, and smash that notification bell. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and follow us on all social platforms for more exclusive updates.